Does anyone else feel like they're juggling like a million things all at once? Because same. I'm a working mom. I have my own business, and trying to juggle my business between my baby, between running the household, helping my husband, making sure everyone has everything that they need all at once. It can be a lot of juggling of tasks. And some days, no matter what you do, it's going to feel like you barely have time to breathe and you barely have time to just take a minute for yourself. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to always feel this way. With just a few simple changes, you can take off so much of the mental load to help you not feel so rushed and to help you enjoy your day-to-day life just a little bit more. We do this by systematizing our have to do's so we can have a little bit more time for our want to do's, which that's the fun stuff. So might as well optimize for that. Today, I'm going to share how I make it all work and how you can too. I'm sharing with you my exact tips that I implement in my own life that have really helped me to organize everything that I have going on while still allowing myself time to enjoy my life. The first thing that I want to talk about is task management, because again, we need to systematize everything that has to be done so we can enjoy our life and be able to do what we want to do. As a working mom, you have a lot of things to do and not a lot of time to do it. So this first tip that I'm giving you, if you take anything away from this video, let it be this. I created my own business. I have renovated several homes in the last few years. I am now a mom. I take the title of the household CEO, and I'm able to manage everything all together because I utilize the Notes app in my phone. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. So I have a note created in my phone that's called Very Original Daily Tasks. I have this pinned to the top of my phone, and I check in with this note several times throughout the day, and here's what's inside. It's a day-to-day breakdown of the high-level tasks that need to be completed for that day. These are the things that need to happen, whether it be something that's already on the schedule or it's a work task that has a deadline. This helps take the mental load off of trying to remember what I need to get done for the week, and also just being able to check in throughout the day and make sure that I'm on track to get everything done that needs to be done. I choose about 3 or 4 big tasks for each day. And then below my weekly list, I actually have a running list of tasks that kind of need to be done, but they don't have a deadline. So sometimes I'll tap into those if I have extra time. Here is one warning with this system. I used to create unrealistic expectations, and I would overload my to-do list with so many tasks that it would be impossible to get them done by the end of the day, and it would leave me feeling defeated, feeling like I was a failure, feeling like I had to just keep working till 10 or 11 at night. And I will say sometimes that still happens because being a busy mom, there really just aren't enough hours in the day. If that's still happening to you, give yourself a little bit of grace, but having only 3 or 4 of those big tasks on this list will help minimize letting that happen. To stay on top of this method, what I do is I sit down every Sunday and I just spend 10 minutes going through my calendar, looking to see what appointments I have or what meetings I have in the upcoming week. I also take a look at what my workload is going to be for my work, for family tasks, for home projects. If I know that something needs to be done by Monday, I'll put it on that Monday. And then I brain dump all of my to-dos into my note on my phone. How I have this set up is for every day of the week, I have a bolded title. So Monday is in bold, Tuesday is in bold. And then I create actual bubbles, like check mark bubbles, next to each task that needs to be done. That way I can just check it throughout the day. So as I'm going through everything that needs to be done that week, I'll divvy it up equally throughout the week so I don't have some days that are more overwhelming compared to others, even though again, it's inevitable, it's going to happen, but having this system will help to minimize having that happen. And then every day I check into that again, usually several times a day, just to make sure I'm on task with what I wanted to complete for that day. And I'll go through and I'll check mark everything that I have completed. If I add on an extra task, sometimes I'll even type it in there and just check it off, just so I can look at the end of the day and see these are all of the things that I completed. I feel very accomplished. I had a successful day. This is probably something that I have an issue with. I have like an obsession with accomplishment. This feeds that obsession a little bit, whether that's healthy or not, but it's something that I like to do. So again, the goal here is to create a doable list for every single day. Don't overload your list because it will be really hard to stick to this system if you feel like you're not getting wins every single day. Let's dive into the second habit that really helps me get everything done that I need to get done as a busy working mom. Okay, have you ever finished the day feeling like you were working all day long, feeling like it was so busy? And then you think back to what you did that day and you're like, what did I even do? What did I even accomplish? It might be because you were switching too frequently between the tasks that you were trying to get done that day. Switching from work to cleaning, to running errands, to taking care of your children, switching back to work. It burns so much brain energy to switch between all of these different tasks. Not to mention, it takes so much time between each task to get back focused on what you are doing. And I get it. Being a mom, it's inevitable. You're always going to have interruptions. Things are always going to come up. But you have the power to also control your schedule to a certain extent to avoid switching between so many various tasks throughout the day. In fact, there was actually a study that showed that switching between tasks, or if you're interrupted, it can take up to 23 minutes to get back focused on what you are working on. That's a lot of time. So here's my solution. It's flexible. Flexible is the keyword. Flexible task batching. What I do is I plan together similar tasks for each day of the week. That way I can kind of stay on at least on that same brain wavelength so I can try and get more done in the hours that I have. So again, we're going to go back to that 10-minute Sunday reset that we have where we're reviewing what needs to be done throughout that week. During this reset, I have my phone pulled up, I have my task list pulled up, I have my calendar out. So not only am I setting up tasks that I want to do for each day, I'm actually grouping similar tasks together on each day. This helps save me so much brain energy throughout the day, so I'm not switching between so many different tasks. So a sample week might look like this for me. Monday and Tuesday, I typically do most of my client work. Monday, I often do a lot of the analytics of my client work, and Tuesday, I often do a lot of the creatives. I personally am an ads manager. I'm a freelancer, so it takes a lot of analytical and a lot of creative skills, and I try to divide those skill sets up on different days, so I'm not trying to switch between analyzing analytics and creating graphics and videos on the same day. My Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, those often vary by the week. Those are typically going to be more of my content creation days, whether it's content creation for my clients, for me, for my husband's business. And even with that, I break it down. So Wednesday will be filming, Thursday will be editing, Friday might be scripting for content that I want to film next week. So I try to batch up all of those different tasks within each day so I'm not switching from filming one thing and then doing analytics for my clients and then going grocery shopping and doing all of my meal planning in one day, because switching so frequently is just going to burn out your brain. Setting up my schedule like this really helps me to just stay focused and be able to get more done because I'm not using as much brain power to try and shift between all of these different tasks. Let's dive into habit number 3. Okay, staying on the topic of brain energy, the best way to feel fatigued and feel defeated at the end of the day is to waste your brain energy. This should be a goal of yours to try and preserve as much of that brain energy as possible throughout the day. That way you end the night feeling content and happy and fulfilled and just feeling like you had an accomplished day. So how can we try and preserve some of that brain energy? That is by reducing decision fatigue. We make thousands of decisions throughout the day, whether it be what are we going to wear, what are we going to cook for breakfast, what are we going to cook for lunch, what are we going to cook for dinner, what are we going to have our kids wear. There are so many decisions. Every little tiny decision that we make chips away at our brain energy that we have left for the day. It also chips away at our willpower. So if you're trying to become a better you, reducing all of these micro decisions is going to help you keep that willpower up so you have more energy and you feel like you can make better decisions throughout the day. How do we actually put this into practice, especially as a working mom who needs to have flexibility? I'm going to show you exactly how. It starts with creating routines that eliminate some of those tiny decisions, especially as we start the day. You don't want to start the day making a million decisions, and then by noon, you're just tapped out, your brain is ready to retire, and then by the time you go to bed, you are just feeling bleh. The first thing that I am still working on is creating a capsule wardrobe. What this does is it eliminates the decisions that I have to make when I get ready in the morning. I'm currently going through my wardrobe, getting rid of all of the clothes that I no longer wear. And the secret here is I am going through every single outfit that I own. I'm taking a picture and I'm saving it into the Photos app on my phone. That way, when I wake up in the morning and I don't know what to wear, I can just go into that Photos app, choose an outfit that's going to be comfortable for me that day, and the decision is already done for me. I don't have to go try on 5 new outfits, leave clothes all over the floor that I'm going to have to pick up later, or probably just leave them for a week and it's just going to be mind clutter in my brain. Having this system in place is a huge time saver in reducing decision fatigue and just saving time in the morning, knowing exactly what I want to wear for that day. This is something that I'm really excited to implement. It's something that I've wanted to do for years. I've never just actually taken the steps to do it. I think I'm going to create another video about this. Okay, the next thing, sticking to especially morning routines, having a set of pre-planned breakfasts that you choose from. For me, I've made the same breakfast for I think 2 years now. Every single morning, I make a breakfast burrito, and it's the best, most delicious thing ever. I never get tired of it. But if you're not that type of person that can eat the same thing every day, even having just 3 options on rotation where you know that you can have overnight oats, you can have eggs and bacon, you can have whatever you like, whatever you prefer. Just having that decision eliminated will help save you a lot of energy in the long run. For the ingredients, since I use them so frequently every single morning, I actually just keep them on my grocery list. And then since, again, I'm using them every morning, I usually have a good idea of what I'm running low on. So every single time I go to the grocery store, I'll just pick up what needs to be picked up. It doesn't take a lot of brain energy. It's just a habit at this point. That's something that I recommend for everyone, especially if you are cooking breakfast for a family. The next thing that you can optimize to help eliminate the decision fatigue is just having a really solid morning and evening routine that you can stick to that's maintainable. It's 10 to 15 minutes long. This has been huge for me because I just got out of my postpartum rut where I was not getting ready for the day like 99% of the time, but really nailing down a very simple morning and evening routine has made a massive difference. And at this point, even after just doing it for a month or so, it's pretty much habit and I don't even have to think about it, and it takes me so little time to complete it. But having those things done gives me confidence. It helps me feel like I'm becoming a better version of myself, and it also helps me show up better for not only myself, but for my family, my friends, for everyone around me. The last way that I eliminate decision fatigue is by delegating. Delegating a cleaning list, delegating the chores, delegating to your kids what they're going to wear for the day. Have them put out their outfits the night before so you can go through and just pre-approve them. Delegating these things will save a lot of mental energy and help you eliminate all of that decision fatigue throughout the day. So, as a recap, by eliminating all of these small, repetitive decisions that you make every single day, it really just frees up a lot more time in your brain to be able to focus on tasks that are actually going to get you to be that better person that you want to be, or get you to be able to accomplish whatever goal you've been working towards, or to just show up and be a better mom and be more present. This is all about just setting yourself up for success ahead of time and having those systems in place so you can spend more time where it really counts. Okay, let's dive into habit number 4. And this one, I have a little bit of a confession. I used to be the queen of setting goals and achieving goals, and I had very strict guidelines for how to hit those goals. Since becoming a mom, this has proven to be very difficult for me. If you're watching this, you probably are also in my shoes where you want to be a better person, but potentially, just like me, maybe you have a hard time really sticking to those goals and actually following through with the specific things that you write down that you want to get done. So for example, for me, I wanted to walk 6,000 steps a day because I work from home and I don't walk a lot. So I know that's not a lot of steps, but for me, it is. Another goal that I had set was to spend less than 30 minutes on social media. I had a handful of other goals that I wanted to do throughout the day and also some that I wanted to do throughout the week. And I found that I was having a really hard time checking off every single one of these goals every single day, and I was feeling pretty defeated. Whereas before I had a baby, something like this would have really just like lit a fire underneath my butt. I would have gotten it done and I would have achieved, and it would have been great. Again, that is not the reality that I have at the moment. So I had a light bulb moment, and I realized that even just setting the intention for these goals was helping me to accomplish the goals. It just wasn't in the guidelines and the parameters that I had set. So although I wasn't hitting 6,000 steps a day, I was going to Pilates and I was making healthier food decisions. Although I wasn't tracking exactly how many minutes I was spending on social media, I did notice that I was spending more quality time with my baby. Just as a brief example, setting a goal is like, I want to go to work out at the gym 5 days a week. Setting an intention would be, I want to move my body in a way that makes me feel energized throughout the week. Going for a walk, it could be doing a YouTube workout, it could be going to Pilates or the gym. It's a lot more flexible, but you're still achieving that same outcome of becoming a healthier you. What I found is having these very strict, rigid goals that I was trying to tack on to my to-do list, it was just making it so I couldn't do it all. I couldn't get all of my tasks done that I needed to get done that day, while also trying to stick to this very specific, rigid schedule of habits that I wanted to implement. If you're like old me, habits might be great for you, and I do have that habit tracker video that you can go watch. It's honestly like the best, easiest way to implement habits. But if you're like today me, where it's really hard to just stick to your goals and follow through with those rigid guidelines, then maybe setting intentions for the week might be a little bit better. So to actually put this into practice, what I recommend you do is choose 2, maybe 3 intentions for the week that you want to focus on. So whether that is a health intention, a quality time intention, I want to spend more quality time with my kids, set that intention, write it down in a place that you're going to see it all the time. I set that intention, and then throughout the day, since that's already in the top of my mind, every decision that I'm making throughout the day is aligned with what that intention is. Let's dive into the next habit. This habit really taps into the concept of allowing yourself to have a flexible schedule. Here it is. Whether I am working or hanging out with my family or I'm creating content, no matter what I'm doing, I try to be fully in it. If I am working and my brain is just seizing up and it's not letting me do the work that I need to get done, then I'm going to take a break and I'm going to focus on what my body and what my brain needs. If I need to take a break, if I need to have a little dopamine boost with my baby, I'm going to go hang out with my baby and I'm going to be fully present with my baby. If I am feeling like I have the capacity to get my work done, I'm going to go and I'm going to get my work done. I found that some days where I just try to power through the work that needs to be done, it takes me twice as long because my brain is just not in it and it's really hard for me to stay focused. I keep getting distracted. So having that parameter set on my schedule that, hey, if something is not working for me, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to take a little break and then I'm going to get back to that once I feel a little bit more rejuvenated. That has definitely been a game changer for me. This is why I don't do strict time blocking, because there's a lot of distractions that you have with being a mom, whether it's your baby wakes up from nap time or things like that. But also B, if I am not in the task that I'm doing, then I'm not doing a good job doing it. And I would rather just take a break, have that time to just take a step back, and then I'll get back to it later. Okay, and then stepping into the next habit, prioritize flexibility, and definitely give yourself some grace as you're trying to get your ish together. Some days are not going to go as planned. You're not going to get everything done that day. You're going to leave the day feeling drained. It's inevitable. But implementing these daily habits are really just going to help you mitigate all of those negative days and maximize all of those days where you feel like you were able to fully accomplish everything that needs to be done. You feel energized, you feel accomplished, you feel happy, and you're ready to end the day with a big smile. That is it, my friends. I really hope that these tips help you feel more balanced and accomplished, especially as a working mom. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below on what habits you are the most excited to try in your own life, or if you have suggestions on habits that have worked for you, then I would love to hear them too. I'll see you in the next video.